Ipswich's most haunted houses. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Right, I've just finished an unboxing on Instagram and I thought immediately after I'm done with that I have to show you on YouTube because it's some of the most special biking gear and gear in general that I've ever been lucky enough to try, and that's due to a collaboration with Royal Enfield and Belstaff to celebrate in 2021. I know I'm late. Shipping in Tenerife is a complete nightmare, so I've had to wait for about 4 months to get this. But this is because of the 2021 120th anniversary of Royal Enfield's existence. They partnered up with Belstaff, made a few special edition pieces. The first, this zip-through sweatshirt, Belstaff and Royal Enfield. Now, I've tried on Belstaff gear before at the shops and I've always wanted it, but I've never quite been able to afford it. So I know it's high quality, but actually getting to try it on, it's glorious quality. This is 120th anniversary special edition, and of course Belstaff on that side. They also were kind enough to send, I'll just show this because it's a real nod to the past, this t-shirt. I always forget this as the kind of what do you call it, the quote, the saying of the brand, Royal Enfield, made like a gun. And look at that, the Enfield Cycle Company Limited, Redditch. Must be one of the first designs they had, I guess. I love it, just real nod to maybe the first decade or so when they were going. And I'll just take this off because there's a jacket that I've always wanted. I've looked on eBay for it. Sorry, just put this down. As a used, buying a used biking jacket, because I do sometimes buy used gear on eBay, but I've never quite bought it. I've tried it on in the shops a few times, but this, they were so kind to send me this. This is the Belstaff Brooklands jacket, motorcycle jacket, in collaboration with Royal Enfield. So it's the special edition. This is size medium, just so you know, and it is perfect. I'm glad I didn't go for large. I'm 6'1", just to give you an idea. And it's got a few limited edition plaque there. 120-year anniversary there from Royal Enfield. And of course the Belstaff logo. Comes with a pocket for back protector. And of course this is special edition, but just if I'm talking about Belstaff in general, first ever Belstaff jacket I've ever owned. They're expensive, but quality is absolutely stunning. Armour, pocket for back armour not included, wax cotton, waterproof membrane, and as well as that, it's Cordura lining in the impact area. So it's a proper motorcycle jacket. Removable, quilted thermal lining as well, and just everywhere. I don't know if you can pick it up. Just stunning styling touches everywhere, including when you buckle it up at the bottom. You actually buckle it up and then protect the buckle like that so it doesn't scratch on your tank. So many nice little features, and I think probably maybe my favourite biking jacket. Right, okay, Monica and I have 2 days left in the UK. Any excuse to go out and test this jacket out. So we've got the Honda Rebel downstairs that we've got for 1 more day. We've got 2 days left here. We're heading off because we've done events for the past 2 videos. We've got to do something as British as possible. We're off to the pub for lunch. We've never been to this one before. We're going to jump on the Rebel. The weather is breathtaking, absolutely breathtaking.
Oh, yeah.
It's British weather. So we're going to head off. If the rain holds out, that's brilliant. Even if it doesn't, we're going because we need to go to a proper pub while we're here. We'll take you along with us. I'll give you a few final thoughts on the Rebel and just soak in the last few days of being back in Britain. Oh, and honestly, I know nothing about pets, but there's one thing I've learned from living with Monica and her mum's cat for the past week and a half, and that is don't spend 1 penny on any type of cat houses or climbing stuff. Just get them a cardboard box. That's all you need. Show a cardboard box to a cat and they can't get enough of it. Whereas Monica and her mum spent £200 on this. Okay, I'm joking, not 200. Bought this. She, 6 months, could not care less. May as well just throw it in the bin, replace it with a cardboard box.
That's true. Hey.
life I lead in the city, early in the cup of tea. I can take what I need to get by. It doesn't make it easy. The other piece of my heart moves slow, somewhere in the great unknown. When I return from the afterglow, will you carry me like I am whole again? Wait, hold on, be together, take me back where I belong. I want it all. I had a feeling, but the feeling is all gone. Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all. I had a feeling, but the feeling is all gone. If I could take you back to my youth and show you what I wish I knew, my will is strong with a place to lean. In the moment I hung desperately, the other ring on my wrist is gold, pairing with the light it holds when I return from my skin and bone.
Well, this place looks brilliant. We've never been here before. It's in Ipswich. It's called the Woolpack. And before it gets too busy, I'll quickly show you around because there's so many different things to see here. We just came in through this door right ahead of us. Got the old chess table, which looks like it's part of an old school table. Original wooden flooring throughout with all of these old pictures on the walls. My uncle actually used to work for Guinness, so I always remember him sending us different artwork like that. I love that, with a fireplace just behind and lots of different rooms where you can sit, grab a drink, and this is what a proper old traditional British pub looks like with all the different beers on tap. Lovely old wood around there. You've got the different drinks on the blackboard written up there. That Adnams there, that's a local beer, probably made around 20, 30 miles away, so I'll get one of those definitely. And just great looking old furniture everywhere with these really interesting different pictures on the walls. And then you've got the seating area outside. Oh, what a place. Haven't tried the food. I already love this place. So they just brought the board over with all of the specials on the blackboard there. Given us a menu. Extremely friendly. These traditional old British pubs, they are little gems. Like, this is what the UK, England, Scotland, whatever, it's what we're famous for here, these traditional pubs. When you find one in such original condition like this, it's such a special place to be, and this feels really authentic. God, I love it. Ah, local. From Southwold, 30 miles away, right on the coast from a beautiful little village. Right. I was talking to the bar lady here about a bit of the history of the pub. This is 400 years old, the pub, and it's meant to be one of the most haunted pubs in Suffolk, the county. There's the ghost of a general who's down in the basement. There's the ghost of a monk who climbs the wall outside, and there's the ghost of a punter who sits in the corner there and drinks his drinks. This pub is meant to be so haunted that people actually come here to this pub, not for the food or drink, but actually to see the ghosts here. It's got such a reputation for being haunted. So I asked the bar lady, have any of your colleagues seen a ghost here? The answer, yes. There's nothing better than an English country pub, nothing better. They've all got their own little stories, their own character. It is fantastic. I've been a barman actually at 3 traditional British country pubs, or country, one was in a town, but I loved every second of it. I remember after finishing the shift, or if we were, thank you so much, cheers, or if we were either finishing the shift or if we'd, go before the start of a night out, because for anyone who's not British, we'd like to go to a pub first of all, have as many drinks as possible, then head off to the club. But beforehand, we'd always play a game. I remember we'd sit round a pub table like this. These are called the beer mats. You put your beer on that. You have to flick it up with one hand, grab it with that hand. If you don't grab it, I think you have to down the drink, or you can nominate someone to drink it. So, oh, boom, Monica, down your drink. That's the game.
Down my coffee.
And then you just go round and round until you're basically all paralytic and can't move, and then you head off to the club. Well, I've heard that there's also kind of pizzeria attached to this pub, and I'll just walk out the back door because I haven't seen any sign of it. Look at the weather, white sky. In fact, I'll flip the camera and show you what the back looks like. So this is the back of the pub, the Woolpack, and there is a pizzeria just attached to the back of it. So you can actually order takeaway pizzas. I don't know when they're open, but that is the little pizzeria there with all of the tables outside, and it's just attached to the back of the pub. So this, in the summer, you've got this area in the back and then the front seating area just around the front of the pub. Great little area for a summer spot. Well, that was brilliant. That is a proper little gem, and if you're in the Ipswich area, come to the Woolpack because it has so much character. The food's brilliant, good choice of local beers, and the coffee's delicious as well. So it's a great place to come, and it's got seating this side, it's got a pizzeria around the back, so in the summer this will be bustling, I'm sure. We've just seen on the map that there's a pub, got pubs on my mind now, that there's a park nearby, so we're going to go for a nice little walk in the park. I mean, the weather, let's hope it holds out. But as one of our last days in England, we've got to make the most of every single second. So let's go for a walk.
When I return from my skin and bone, I'm remembering the words you told me. Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all. I had a feeling, but the feeling is all gone. Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all. I had a feeling, but the feeling is all gone. Feeling is all gone. Feeling is all gone. Feeling is all gone.
This is Christchurch Park, 20 metres away from the Woolpack pub, and it's a lovely park. I know a lot of people say to me, Freddie, why do you love Ipswich so much? It's so underrated, Ipswich. It is a brilliant city. I love it. And we've got your pub there of the Woolpack that you can go to for lunch. Come for a walk in Christchurch Park afterwards. We've got your whole day planned out for you. Don't know what this old house is, but oh, it says there's a tea room. Okay, we're getting a coffee in here, if it's open. Wow, okay, so tea room there, tables there, and I said, is this seating here? And she said, no, that's into the mansion, just nice and casually. So we're in a mansion here. I don't know if it's Ipswich offices, but we're in some kind of mansion. Wow. Come here. This is Christchurch Mansion, built in 1547, and honestly, we must have walked past this about 30 times or something and just thought nothing of it, thought it was a closed-up mansion until we tried going through the tea room door, and it turns out it's a brilliantly preserved mansion where anyone can go completely free, and every room they've got old furniture, fabrics from the house itself with little bits of information. It's a brilliant place to come. Can't believe that it's free. Look at these wooden ceilings. Wow. And then you get a view out onto the park, and then the situation of the manor house all makes sense. Looking out across the whole of Christchurch Park with a little patio there and the pond there. Can you believe that we've never realised this was here before? It's crazy, isn't it? Crazy. These are old toys they found here, and this is a guardsman eating a Russian soldier from the 1850s. This toy here, I guess, so that's the little Russian soldier going into the mouth of the soldier. It's about 170 years old, that toy. And that's a German race car from the 20s, over 100 years old, that. We're, I honestly think, the only people in here now, and you've got all of these grandfather clocks ticking away, and room to room. You're not 100% sure where you are now, with a few dolls every so often. It's borderline creepy. It's the kind of place, if you believe in that kind of stuff, it feels like it could be haunted. I knew this had a funny feeling about it, so Christchurch Mansion, thought of as one of Ipswich's most haunted houses. Sightings include those of a young woman who appears to be between her late 20s and early 30s, who appears to be wearing an Edwardian dress and is seen dancing and laughing with two children in the area of the upstairs art gallery. I think this is around the upstairs art gallery. And then someone else believed to be a maid who lived and worked in the mansion with her two children. Her hair is piled on top of her head and she is seen twirling with youngsters playing Ring a Ring a Roses. I could go on and on and on. This is, in theory, one of the most haunted houses in Ipswich, and Monica and I haven't seen anyone in this house for about 15 minutes. It's completely free to go into. There is no one here at all. And now we're going to go into a room with a lot of old children's toys. Some old dolls down here because, well, they're not creepy at all. These teddies, about 120 years old. In fact, I remember my granddad and my grandparents used to have a teddy like that. And look at this. All of the old clocks, they're all made in Ipswich. They're all marked with Ipswich, Ipswich, every grandfather clock. And look at, I mean, it just gets creepier and creepier in these rooms, doesn't it? It's so perfectly laid out with the children's clothes, and look at the rocking horse.
What's wrong with the rocking horse?
It's so old. I mean, it's... I mean, no, not in a way that it's creepy. It's just to make... What was that? I've just gone white. I don't know if the audio picks that up. A musical instrument has just gone off in there. Where are the members of staff? Well, after reading about how haunted this is, it turns from being a lovely afternoon exploring a beautiful house to a bit of a haunted nightmare. Agreed. To actually go, let's go town centre, Cafe Nero.
Okay.
You know, we're just walking out and I was about to say, this is the door to come in, but it's not well advertised. It does have, to be fair to them, these massive writings saying entrance, but the entrance isn't facing the front of the park. I think that's why we didn't realise. So, this is the entrance and we highly recommend it. It's free. There's no one in there when we were there. It's so nice. Ipswich town, in fact, because this is our last vlog in Ipswich in England before we head back. Let's go into town, have a coffee there, wrap it up there. Town centre, 3-minute walk that way. The pub, 2 minutes that way, the other side of the park. Everything's so close in Ipswich, so just park up, make a day of it. What an unexpected day we've had. I loved every second. This was perfect timing because I wanted to just do a final few thoughts on the Rebel, and a guy just came over and said, that is a beautiful bike. And he said to me, what have you done to it? And I was like, no, this is completely standard. This is a brand new, like 200 or 50 mile old Honda Rebel 1100. He assumed I must have heavily customized it. I had no idea what it is. I'm delighted because this bike, I know it divides opinion from people preferring the old school looks, the likes of the Harleys, the Indians, the Triumphs, and I completely get that because I love those looks as well. But look at it for what it is. It's a very modern take on a bobber. It's just an 1100cc engine from the Africa Twin and nothing else. No styling for styling's sake at all, and you start to appreciate the more and more you have it. It's incredibly compact. There isn't any out there crazy styling. You've got this angle of the tank and the frame there, but it's not really a specific styling for styling's sake exercise. It's just the way that they've actually designed the bike. There's nothing here that you'd need to take off or remove if you want to strip it back. For me, it's almost as big a deal, this bike, as when the Interceptor came out, because the Interceptor brought modern classic biking, cool vibes to the masses. And for me, as a cool looking bobber, this does something along the same lines, considering it's £3,000 cheaper than the Triumph or the Indian. It's brilliantly comfortable, it's hugely powerful. Pillion comfort, I would say one thing, for Monica on the back, she has said you have to get a backrest, which you can spec, I think, from Honda. If you want proper pillion comfort, you need that. Otherwise, probably 20, 30 minutes or so, and Monica has probably had enough. But you can get one. Put a backrest on the back, and it's brilliant. And the thing I've learned about Honda, above all else, over the past 2 weeks that I've had this bike, Honda, first things first, they build a very, very good motorbike. A very good, well laid out, extremely practical, easy to use bike built. After they've done that, everything else goes on top. A little garnish of styling, some performance enhancements here and there, but at the core of the bike is a very good, sensible, well laid out bike. It's a superb thing, and if anyone's looking or considering one of these, I could not recommend it more. Before we go for a coffee, have a look at this. BMW K1200 LT. This is a serious touring machine. Aerial for the radio. You could fall asleep on the back of that. Look at the backrest on that with the speaker either side, buttons either side here with a power outlet, gigantic storage in 3 sections there. It's almost dauntingly big, this. This is one of the biggest looking bikes I've ever seen. Monica, just come around and look at this bit, because if you're in traffic trying to weave through and you've got this gigantic amount of machine to try and maneuver. If anyone's got one of these, let me know. What's it like, slow speed maneuvering? Slide that across really well, but it's gone wrong. I've lost about 10% of my coffee. And speaking of coffee, Monica's mum has just sent that. She's currently in our apartment in Tenerife while we're staying at hers and Monica's apartment in Ipswich. It's a bit of a contrast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, Monica and I were just having a flick through. When this video goes live on Sunday, it will be almost to the day 1 year since we first started YouTube, and our first ever YouTube video was the Indian Scout Bobber back when we lived in southeast London. So that was from Kent, and it's almost a year that we've been doing this. So I just wanted to say to everyone who's ever watched any videos or given a like, subscribed, just commented, hugely appreciated. I don't know where you'd have joined, you know, and started watching from. I know obviously some from the very beginning or some from Tenerife, but thank you so much. It's just hugely appreciated. None of this could be possible without you just simply watching a video. That's what makes it possible. So thank you so much to everyone for watching. Honestly, we didn't plan any of today. It's been such an incredible day. We only decided where to go to the pub 1 minute before we basically started filming, and that was a brilliant place to go. And then we didn't expect for the country house to be haunted as well. It's turned into a kind of haunted video, but honestly, it's been so fun today. And being back in the UK, it's been brilliant. Honestly, we've loved every minute. We adapted back to the weather so quickly. I thought literally we'd be locked inside, but no, just put on some more clothes, you put on a hat, a few thermals, you're totally fine. And it's been brilliant enjoying the Honda here. Thank you so much everyone for coming on with us. Next time we see you after this video, we'll be back in Tenerife. Please do give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.